There we go. Okay, so tonight is June 15th, and we are going to talk about the winning systems that we put together. And even more exciting, the kind of relaunch of our CRM and the evolution to the GOAT CRM. So, the first question I'm going to ask you guys, and you can throw this into the chat. You can throw this into the chat. Has anybody used the GOAT CRM, or when I say GOAT CRM, know what I'm talking about? Anybody, you can throw in the chat. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Yes, I got Josh. Okay, we got one person. Well, that's going to be exciting because we got lots of people going to learn. Now, I don't know if April has a question, if she raised her hand to say praise Jesus, or that she knows what the goat is. But so I just threw a link into the chat. If you don't know what I'm talking about, or you haven't signed up for your profile for GOAT and you haven't gotten started with GOAT, you can use that link that I just put in there, and we're going to talk about that right now. Okay, so tonight we're going to be really giving you a lot of details about how this new system is going to help you grow your business. And it's moving beyond just a lead system to really a way to duplicate and grow and scale your business even faster. Whether you're in this business by yourself right now, you're building a team, it really comes down to one thing: helping families get protected, which in turn translates to you making money faster. And when you make money faster and your people make money faster, then you're going to succeed faster, right? So I basically just use the word faster 1,600 times there. But that's really what this is about: getting in your business and succeeding even faster. Okay. So, a little bit of context for you and why I'm going over this tonight. I've worked with in my corporate life, which was very, very long. I wish you know how those things in life where you're like, I wish maybe it was different, but I can't wish that because I wouldn't be the person if I hadn't done that. So I kind of needed it, but okay. But we were all getting older, so sometimes we wish we could go back, but still keep all that knowledge. Well, I had a very long corporate career. I was pretty successful at that, and a lot of what I did was work with tools that would enable salespeople to grow their business, and CRMs are part of that. But a lot of times CRMs are built, and all that stands for is client relationship management. A lot of times CRMs are built as either a tool to get you leads or a tool that helps your manager kind of look over what you're doing. A lot of times CRMs really don't help the end user make their life easier. They have things that are actually harder. They are maybe confusing, or you got to click lots of things to make it happen. It doesn't quite do what you need as the end user, or in this case, the agent. And so what we want to do is make this system, I'm going to show you guys in a minute, we want to make it the easiest thing possible for you to start your business. So we actually have a new training that's available, and that's the winning system. That's Tuesday at 12 o'clock. And what that training is all about is not learning how to use a CRM. Okay, that's not what we're trying to show you how to do. What we're trying to do is show you that from day one, we've built a system that handles everything you need so you can plug right in and be successful. And we'll go over the details of how that works. The problem we wanted to solve was, how do we get agents out of being in the business of being buried in tools, having no clear path forward, and make sure they don't burn through the cash they do have, that they're actually using that money and it's churning for them to build their business versus them kind of all over the place, getting this, trying that, buying this, doing that. Okay. We also wanted to address why leaders can get frustrated and onboarding take weeks, and why people quit because they got some leads, they don't know where the leads are, they get a downloaded from CSV, they're in a Google document, they're put into a CRM, they what's an automation, all that stuff gets bogged down. Some of you, I just saw a couple faces, saw some people squint like this because they had like PTSD about the CRM and integrations. That word integration scared them a little bit. Okay. But the real cost is agents spending so much time to figure this out instead of doing the thing that actually matters, was get on the phone and help families. So that's where we want to focus and spend our time. Okay. So that's what this is all about. It's really about the right system so you can be successful. Now, I was the first user on the CRM Center. That's our current built out CRM that we still have live. Okay. And when we started with that, there were no other CRMs that were really custom made for agents. There were a bunch of CRMs that are just delivering leads to you guys, but not anything that had all the tools you needed, like built-in website, built-in automations, built all the stuff built for you. That really didn't exist. So the CRM was a really big step forward, okay? But it's built on a platform that is actually structured for all kinds of businesses. It's not built for insurance agents or insurance agencies, people who are dentists, real estate agents, people who own skincare companies, dermatologists, product people who are selling, shorts and headbands. I mean, whatever. Use this platform. Okay. Someone said farmers. Yeah. So maybe some farmers use it too. But all kinds of people, and candlestick makers, but all kinds of people use this platform, which is great because we were able to use it and really evolve it, but it wasn't built with an agent or an agency or insurance first. It wasn't built for those tools, and we have lots of limitations. So, what I'm excited about is with GOAT, it's totally homegrown. It's built with agents in mind and specifically family first life agents in mind so we can build our business even faster. Okay. So, we're going to go over how some of those things work, not as a training to technically teach you how to use the CRM, because we do that on Tuesday, but to give you a bigger picture so you understand there is a very clear way forward. And if you have any blurriness, it's just because you got to open your eyes and follow a path. And I want to show you that path tonight. So this isn't like a rollout of how to technically use a CRM. It's really to show you this bigger picture and how everything works together seamlessly. That a lot of people have had to glue all of the pieces together, but now we've really created a duplicatable system that's not just software, it's a whole environment where agents can win even faster. Okay, so the GOAT CRM. Let me tell you what's included in the GOAT CRM. Basically, from day one, and this is today, not tomorrow, which we'll talk about in a minute. From day one, when you're a brand new agent, you can use that link that I put in the chat and sign up for GOAT. When you sign up for it, you'll make your profile. It's pretty straightforward. You can make a Facebook profile. This will be easier. And from day one, you can get leads, age leads, or fresh leads. All your leads will be in one place. You'll be able to see all those leads. You'll be able to dial your leads. Okay. You can dial them right from your phone, but they're all there. You're not getting into a Google spreadsheet. You don't have to download them somewhere. They're all right there for you to use. You can mark them if they're sold. And once you mark them if they're sold, they'll never be sold to anybody else. They're now your client. They don't get resold like so many lead companies. They're all in one place. Okay. All of the pipelines that you would need for the different lead types, that this you can sort by who you want to call and start calling through. And I'll show you a little bit about that as well. But all of that is already there. So when you are a new agent, you do not need to buy a separate CRM or get things started in that CRM. You are fully baked to be able to start making calls right from day one with the leads that you got from GOAT as well, all in one place. Okay. So hopefully that, if you're like, where do I get leads? You're like, okay, where do leads? How am I going to keep track of them? Oh, it's all in one place. How do I know who I sold or who I called? Or if I got to follow up, it's all in one place. Where do I put my policy number? Right with your lead. How do I know the benefits? It's right in that one place. It's all right in one place for you now, all within GOAT and the GOAT CRM. Does that sound like it's a little bit easier than maybe when you first started? Anybody been here for a minute? Does that sound easier than it was when you first started, that everything's in one place? I got Kendall nodded his head, yes. Anybody else? Okay. Rance nodded his head. Thank you, y'all. Thank you.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, I got an oh yeah from Mary's iPhone. I like it. Okay. So we got an oh yeah. Okay. Now, another big shift, and this is super important. I'm going to ask for it. Thank you, Corey. I saw some burp, burp, burp. Another big shift. Would anybody, you can put a hands up or a yes in the chat, does anybody would consider themselves non-techie? Anybody can see? I saw Sarah. I'm sorry, but literally you were on my screen and I literally looked right at you and I felt guilty, but your hand came up. So then I'm like, okay, we're aligned. So there's a lot of people who are non-techie. Okay. There's a lot of people who are self-proclaimed non-techie. And then there are a lot of people who are not self-proclaimed, but are non-techie. That's even worse because that's like when you know just enough to be dangerous. Okay. Well, here's the thing, guys. When you jump into something that is kind of technical, and the CRM Center and anything based on that Go high level platform that all these companies use, it is a little technical. Okay. You got to build a list. Has anybody spent hours or days or had to call me up to try to figure out how to make a smart list? Anybody, when they're hearing the word smart list, do they cringe a little bit and they're like, what's a smart list? You don't have to know what it is anymore. But anybody ever had that experience where they're like, how do I figure out who I sold? How do I figure out what leads I'm supposed to call? All that has been solved. Okay. So for the non-techie person, what we love about Goat and what we launched that's in Goat right now is you can just sort by everybody who's new. You can sort by everybody you've already called, but you want to call them again. You can sort by people who booked an appointment, didn't have an appointment, who was a no-show, who was sold. You can do a filter and just call all the people that you called, but they haven't bought yet, that are new because you haven't talked to them yet, and they didn't show up for their appointment. You just click that right off, boom, 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 and we show you how to do all this on Tuesday. You can do that and just call all those people that you need to call. If you just want to call the vet leads, click vet. It's going to be all your vet leads right there. If you want to call your mortgage leads, it's right there. So it's all in one place. You're not trying to figure out how to make smart lists anymore. It's just right there for you already. We had people who were going through their 1,000 leads and just scrolling and trying to remember who was the person they needed to call back because they didn't know how to literally click the follow up button and then do a list of all the people they need to follow up. Now it's just right in the CRM. Now I'm not going into big technical training because we'll do that on Tuesday, but I want you to know that it's just all there for you. And for some of you who are like, I'm so new, I don't even know what he's talking about. What I'm really trying to explain is that you don't actually need to. Because once you have GOAT, it's going to be pretty straightforward to use. It's all going to be in one spot. You're not going to be searching for how to build something that's unclear. You're going to click a button. You're like, oh, that's the button that said called. And when I click the button that said called, it sorts it by all the people that I called. Huh, that makes sense. When I click this to sold, I just click the sold filter. It shows me all the ones I sold. That makes sense. It's supposed to be user intuitive. And the cool thing is, if you're using it and you're finding that it's not user intuitive, in the future, you can put a suggestion in there and be like, hey, it'd be easier if it was here. We're like, okay. And we can make those edits because it's our software to do. So we're in full control of how all of this is built, which is going to be really great for you. So I'm going to give you a little fun thing that happened I guess it was last week when I was in Maryland. I was in Maryland for a wedding. And so I was talking to Mike and I said to him, Mike, you know what'd be really good? It'd be really good if there was a copy and paste button. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, when there's phone number and email, it'd be really great if I could just click a button and it copies to my clipboard. And he's like, why do you need that? I said, well, when I've got Goat up, and I have an application, I don't have to go copy the email. And if I click it the wrong way, it'll then open my email thing up because I clicked the email. Has anybody had that where they go to copy an email, but they actually click the email and then it opens up your email thing? You ever done that? It's kind of annoying, especially in the middle of an app. And if you're new and you're a little flustered, not that anybody gets flustered when they're new doing their first app, but some people do. I know I did. And so this, you just click a button and then you hit paste in your app. You get the phone number and you hit paste. It seems like an easy thing, but it doesn't exist in any other CRMs. So it just made sense. We did it. Something else we added last week. Does anybody, once you have a client by show of hands or yes in there, by anybody show of hands, does anybody want to save their client's information to their cell phone? Does anybody want to do that? Right. This seems like basic, right? So how would you normally do it? You would normally look at your phone and be like beep, 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 and type in their name and type in their information and save their stuff. Like, duh, like how else would you save it in your phone? Well, last week I was talking to Mike. And I'm like, it'd be great if we could push a button and it could text the agent a VCF card, which is basically the digital card when you share a contact in your phone. Like, wouldn't it be great if we could just have Goat share with the agent the client's contact information so they open their text message, tap a button, it pops up save contact right to their phone. He's like, yeah, that'd be awesome. Done the next day. Done. So now they're in your phone. But then, because Heather, you know me, Heather, 30 seconds after Mike built it, I said, but you know what would really be awesome is if when I sign up the family for that policy to protect them, if all their policy information was in there too. Because I know I have the client there with their contact and their date of birth, phone number, and email. But now, can I have their policy number, who their carrier's with? Can I have something in their name that lets me know who it is? And maybe any notes that were in there about, can I just have everything that we have access to? And he said, yep, next round, I'll add that in. But we can do that because it's our system. And why are we making those changes? Because it makes agents' lives easier. We don't have to go through some committee to do it because it's our team that wants to do it. Why? Because when we're killing it, they're killing it. So why not help us kill it? All of that is built in now. Everything I'm saying is current functionality. Okay. And so this will just keep evolving, evolving, evolving. Somebody said monthly fee. There is no fee. It's part of our current system. Now, there will be communication in the future. Don't make me get ahead, TK. There will be communication and there will be a cost for that because it costs money to text and do that kind of stuff and call within any software. Okay. So they're not going to pay for someone who makes thousands of calls a day versus 6 calls a day. But current functionality, the basic CRM, the thing that people are trying to figure out, how do I get my leads sorted? How do I save my policy information? How do I reach my person? How do I keep them organized? All of that's just part of what the software is. Okay. So for a new agent, speed to lead, you're good to go. Okay. You're good to go. So our goal with all of this, the goal with all of this is that you know exactly who all your leads are. You can sort through them easily. You can find them easily. You can keep track of your who you called, who you didn't call yet, who you need to follow up with, who you struck out with, what you sold to, who you sold it to, who the beneficiaries, all the things, all the things. Okay. So it's all built there for you. And there's some questions. I'll get to them momentarily. Now, for an agency owner, what this is the name of, so all the people who are on that list that had 200, 300, 400, 500, a million, what does this do? It helps you duplicate even faster. So instead of having to build out instances of this CRM or do these different things, it's all in one place for you. And that brings us to what we're calling the winning system. Okay. So I'm going to bring this up for you and I'm just going to go over this like in such hyper speed. It'll be a teaser for Tuesdays at 12. Okay. So here's your teaser. So the winning system, we do this every Tuesday now. We started last week. We'll do it every Tuesday. But what we do in this is we say new agents come to the winning system meeting on Tuesday at 12. And we're going to show you exactly how to buy leads and get your leads when you're brand new, the system to use them in. So you don't need to go buy any other technology system and do anything else. We're going to show you how to flip this and go from 10,000 in your first month, 20,000 in your second month, and 30,000 in your third month. And we're not going to do it on a hope and a prayer. We're going to do it based on data that we found out through GOAT leads and the GOAT system, because all of that data is there. And we now see how people are winning and duplicating with this. So this is a proven duplication model. So we're going to go through we're going to show you, yes, how it works. And we're going to go through how you use this and how people are winning. But we're very specifically going to go through how you can spend 500 in your first week on leads and flip that each week to generate business profit of over $4,700. Now you might be like, that's a big number. How did you just come up with that? Well, there's actually data behind it. So I'm not going to go into all the details, but basically when you spend 500 of your money, you get age leads, you present to 13% of them, have a 20% close, sell 2,500, deposit, which is only 67% of the money going in. We know we make more than that, but with all the things figured out, you put 500 out of pocket, your business profit is 1188. And then the next week, you're using that money. You pay yourself back and you use your business's money. So out of pocket for the month, you put 500 out of pocket, but after you pay yourself back, you got 4750. Okay? And then we show you how the next month you're now going to add some fresh leads in because fresh leads have the highest close ratio. And then the third month, how you add even more fresh leads. And then after 3 months, you've done a total of 60,000 in income produced, and you've only put 500 out and have 2,800 28,500 or 28,005 that you've generated in the bank after 90 days. Okay. So this is what the goal is, to be able to help drive your success and new agents to be able to be successful by using these tools. Okay. And if you haven't signed up yet and you're not like, oh, let's go, just use the link that I just put in there, get your profile set up so you can start getting familiar. You can feel this whole thing through. Okay. And we'll talk about a couple more details about that momentarily. So I've been living and breathing in the GOAT platform for about a month now, and I'm going to tease a couple things that are coming down the pike. So right now, everything I've talked about is in GOAT right now. It's all right there. Okay. But I'm going to tease a couple things that are around the corner that I think are pretty powerful. Now, this is a test account that we're looking at. So there's going to be some stuff that you're not seeing in there, but we're going to have some communication in there. What that means is you're going to be able to text and message with your client right from within GOAT. You're going to be able to call right from within GOAT. Now, currently, I can actually call from my GOAT system because I have a dialer that links up to my computer. So anytime in my computer, if I click a phone number, it dials through my dialer. So when GOAT is on my screen, I just tap the button and it dials through my computer. But if you're on your phone on GOAT, guess what you do? It's gonna blow your mind. Gonna blow your mind, y'all. Guess what you do to dial when you see the phone number in GOAT on your phone? Somebody answer for me. Anybody? It's complex.
You click the number.
Boom. There you go. You click the number. That's how you dial. So if you're in GOAT and you see the number, you tap the number and your phone will call them from your phone number. This is not quantum physics, guys. The cool thing, the reason I keep putting that link in there for you to look at is because I just want you guys all to sign up, just get a profile set up, just look in there and be like, oh, this is what it is. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. It's that easy, guys. It's that easy. Okay. If you want to email someone, you tap email, it's going to email them from your phone's email if you're in your phone. So you can dial from GOAT in your phone right there. And then if you mark that you called them, okay, then you can see how many calls you made to that person. So when you're like, nobody's picking up, and you're like, well, you called everybody one time. So call everybody 20 times and then we have a conversation, okay? So you can actually see what kind of volume. Also, we'll have calendar integration. Calendar integration, it depends on the provider you have. That'll be coming soon. We'll have all of your resources we've got in there. This is already there. Scripts, okay? They're already there. We'll be adding in the future when you're talking to a person, a script right next to it so you know what you should be saying to that lead type right while you're talking to that lead. So all of those things can be built. As we grow, all of those things can be built in there because it's our system. So there's lots that's coming. This will be a full, complete CRM. The launch date for that is the beginning of July. We are launching all of the additional features or that I've mentioned in July. So a lot of exciting things coming down the pike. So to wrap it up before I look at some of the questions, you want to get your GOAT account set up, click the link that I put in there, set up your profile. That's just basic. Just set up your profile. Start looking around, see what's what. If you want to buy leads, there are age leads in there, there are fresh leads. Here's what we know. Fresh leads have the highest close ratio and with consistency, the highest ROI. However, aged leads, when you're new, have a better ROI because you have a lot more bodies to call. Okay, you have a lot more people to call. And typically, you're exchanging time for money. We all know that adage, right? It's time or money. You have a lot more time to get better and call 500 people for $500, or you've gotten really good on the phone, so you only need to talk to 30 people, or I don't know, it'd be like 15 or 20 people for $500 to get the same amount of sales. But in the beginning, you're exchanging the time you have because you ain't got no money yet to do that, to get good. Because you don't want to blow an opportunity on a $50 or $30 or $40 lead when it could have been a dollar lead. Okay. And you'll get much better at handling those opening objections when you've worked with those leads. Okay. So that's how you want to be set up with this. Okay. So get your account set up. Come to Tuesday so we can really go over how we, grow this. You can learn a little bit more about the actual CRM. Make sure you get your team signed up. for their GOAT profile so that they can be familiar and start understanding, get them to come to Tuesday so they can see how they can duplicate this system. Okay. Now let me look in the chat for a couple, see if there's any questions that I missed in here. I'm going to go in reverse. What's the Zoom address? It is going to be this exact Zoom. So where you came tonight, that's the one. It's the one on the flyer that earlier I said take a picture of this one. It's that one. And the flyer, I'll throw it into the chat. I'll throw it into the chat so you guys can see it. It's it's the one we've been talking about. Um, Let me see if I can do this. So let me do that. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So the URL is on the bottom of that, which is this the same one. Okay. Can we put existing leads in? Not yet. That's going to be on the full launch where you can upload leads from wherever you have them. Now, if you bought them from Goat, they're already there. If you didn't buy them from Goat, you'll be able to upload them in. That'll be coming for the future launch. How many times, okay, are each lead sold to an agent and does CRM know? Okay, so standard lead practice for lead vendors is based on the gates. So 0 to 45 days, it's considered a fresh lead. It's your whoever bought it that time, that's their lead. It then gets resold at a discount if it hasn't been sold. This is critical for you to understand, meaning if the person bought, it gets removed from the system. Nobody else can buy it. If they haven't bought, it will get resold. Now, the way to get around that is if you want to have exclusive leads to you, is you can run your own campaigns, but I can tell you I've had people try to figure that whole thing out by running their own campaigns, building their own CRM because you need to go somewhere and doing all that. And they end up spending a fortune on their lead spend because they're not a Facebook marketer or advertiser and they're kind of in a rat race. So again, we want duplication. If you're a guru, cool. But if you're not a Facebook advertiser, is that your business? Or are you an insurance agent? Like, let's just sell insurance to people from leads. If you're going to save 3% on your ad spend, just sell another policy. It's going to be okay. Okay. So them getting resold is why their price is lower. It also gives new agents age leads that they can call. But what I love about Goat is if they're calling $500 of dollar leads, all 500 of those 500 of those people have never bought with Goat or an agent connected to Goat, I should say. Because if that agent, just think, if you bought that lead at $40 and you sold it, would you be like, I'm not updating my GOAT system because I want this puppy sold 7 more times? See how stupid that is? That would be silly. So anybody who sells it's like, I sold it, I sold it, I sold it, and it's pooled. It never gets resold. What other lead vendor does that? Correct. None. Except the ILC builds it in because it's through FFL. So the ILC does do it. It just takes about a month or so for that to run through. And it's not always exact because it's not the same lead file. It's a lead file that the person got with Mutual of Omaha's file. So it has to marry. So it's not infallible and it takes a month or two to get updated. Whereas Goat, the person I sold this morning for $1,300, I clicked the sold button, I put the information in, I added my beneficiary, I clicked my VCF card so it sent me a text, I downloaded her to my phone, that was it. Done. That will never get sold again because it's now been removed from the system. Okay. Is there a reminder in the system for annual policy review? There will be. That's coming. So all the communication stuff, happy birthday, policy review, all that stuff will be built out over the next couple weeks. Let me see if there's any other questions. Free trial? There isn't a free trial because it's free. So we don't need to give a free trial on a free thing. Okay, full scripts, there's already the scripts in there. That's magical. Okay, maybe answered this. To support inbound leads. So inbound from the current inbound systems, it doesn't support yet to get them in. But if you added the person, yes, or if you had a CSV, yes. And if you added the person individually so you could give them a policy, all your policy stuff, and in the next round, it's going to send them a policy thank you. That'll be part of the system. You do them sold, you can click, it'll send them a thank you. All that'll be part of it because you can add them as a contact. That was Heather's question. Let me see what else. Email was a box to check. iPhone. Okay, I don't know what that one is. Be awesome if there was a box to check if the lead had an iPhone. Oh, yes. So the way to know if they have iPhone, there we that's an interesting thing. If the system could know they have an iPhone, it may be able to do that. But when you go to call them from your phone, so what I do when I call is that I immediately go back to the dialed number and then I hit the number, and if FaceTime is an option, it's an iPhone. If FaceTime is not an option, it's not an iPhone. So I kind of do that individually versus in that moment. Because if I'm going to FaceTime, I have to do it from my phone anyway, right? So that's kind of where I do that. Automated messages. Yep, there'll be automated messages. That's all coming when it's full CRM. Right now, it's kind of basic CRM that all new agents should be using and not stressing out about getting other software. And then for more advanced agents who are used to all kinds of automations and stuff, like give it a minute. Give it a minute. Okay. What's a smart list? You don't have to worry about that because it's already built in for you. You don't have to worry about what a smart list is. Deborah, we used to have to build lists, which took a degree in engineering on how to make the right lists, and structure them properly. Now there's a button that says called, appointment, sold, filter. I can filter by all the people in the categories I'd want to call, which are like the people I called before because I had to make an appointment because that's a separate category. The people who are new and all my no-show appointments. They're the people I'd want to call who are vets or who are IUL leads. So I just click those things off, hit filter. That's my call list. It's right there. So I just filter it, and then that filter shows up every time I log in until I clear it out and get a new filter, however I want to do it. So remembers that previous filter. So you don't have to like even know what a smart list is. It just is smart. So the CRM is just smart instead. Let me see if there's any other questions. I don't think so. Let me see. Let me check. Any templates for what? I need to know what that means. Is there a Google app download for it? So we don't have an app yet because you just go to the website and it just works like an app you're just in Chrome. So it just works like that. So you don't actually need an app at this point. Once it has all those other features, they'll build an app for it, but it doesn't need an app right now. It's just responsive design at this point. It said any templates. I don't know what that is in reference to. Could it be color coded? I don't know what that's in reference to. Recommendation for a dialer system. Use your phone when you're new literally until you're at 10,000 or more per month. Until that, we use a cell phone. And then eventually you need a dialer, but by that time, there'll be a dialer in there. Or that's coming as well. Site for GOAT or existing the site. So in the chat is the site for GOAT, which is the site for GOAT. So when you log into GOAT Leads, it is just GOAT. It's all one system. They're totally integrated. So you can go right there. Um, like sold policy details, linked to clients, portals based on carrier. I don't understand that question. If you could answer that, only Chrome or remember, Chrome is kind of the standard platform that most web stuff is built on. You can use it for Edge or you could use it for Firefox or Safari. You can do all those things, but Chrome is kind of the gold standard for everything. So it's built off Chrome, but should work on everything. It's just, yeah. Will there be Goat inbound? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Um, but just remember, the whole point of this is to make life easier for you. So anything that makes your life easier, they're building out and looking into. Okay, regarding question, how do I know with FT would be helpful if there's a way to check FT? Oh, FaceTime, sorry. Okay. Go to follow up in the future calls. Okay. I mean you can put a note right now, but if it's FaceTime, so we can talk about that. I can take a note or iPhone. Okay. Right now you can do a note. So you could always do a note, but yeah. Um, any recurse on how vet leads work? Keep seeing things about vet leads. Not sure how that works. Okay, so I need a little more information on a resource. Any good resource on how vet leads work? I don't understand the question. I'm sorry, but if you look at the script in Goat, because you're going to sign up for a profile, and you go to resources and you look at the script on vet leads will tell you how vet leads work in a sense, because it just walks you through what you're going to say to them, which is in essence how they work. How a vet lead works basically is we've advertised to veterans. Would you like to protect your family? Would you like to protect your mortgage? Do you want to leave some money to your kids? Like that kind of deal. Okay. Um, so that's how that works. That's a vet lead. But read the script is going to help you out in understanding how you would work with that client who's a vet lead. Okay. The meeting tomorrow will probably be recorded. We won't record it every week because it's kind of like a repeat. But we'll probably record tomorrow and then intermittently we'll record that and then we'll post them up on the page. Okay. Okay, is there something special carrier or something like that? Okay, I wasn't sure if there was a special carrier. Okay, are you referring to the vet lead question? No, there's no special vet lead carrier. We get them the best rate possible with the best coverage for what they're looking for. So we always want to get the client the best thing possible. And that just depends on lots of factors. Okay, color code question like the line that the lead is on green or so. Yes, it is color coded now. All the leads are color coded when you have their different record dispositions. So whether they're sold, they're green. If they didn't show up, it's red. If, so it's all color coded now. An error message. Okay, you can message me, text me because you're on my team and I'll tell you how that works. Tell you what to do for that. Okay, guys. Any questions about goat leads, goat CRM, little Billy goats? Any questions about anything? Anything goat related? Anything the winning systems related? Anything about I'm a new agent, how do I start? What do I do? Anything about any of that kind of stuff? No. Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. What I would highly recommend, and I'm beating this horse dead, is click the link, get your profile set up so you are ready. So you have like a vibe that you click it and you're like, oh, because a lot of times the questions we get about any technology is like, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? And I'm like, did you look at it? They're like, I've never looked at it. I'm just curious what it's gonna be. I'm like, well, it's like, let's look at it first, and then you're gonna be like, oh, 73% of what I was thinking, I already know now because it's right there in my face. Now I have a question about this. That's the perfect place to be. Okay, guys, it was so good spending some time with you. Hope to see you all tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern, and we'll be going over the winning system in detail. Take care, guys. Have an awesome rest of your evening. Bye-bye.